Agenda of the session. In this session, we'll be understanding what is .NET, why do we need .NET, what can be done with .NET. Okay, we'll also understanding .NET framework and .NET architecture. Right, once it is completed, we'll be understanding our course content plan and we'll be understanding how our what will be called delivery will be there in this demo session. So this is a demo session. From next class onwards, your day one will be started. Right. Coming to the first one, .NET. Okay, .NET stands for Network Enabled Technologies. It is one of the powerful technology from the Microsoft, which is used to develop any kind of software applications, any kind of class libraries, and any kind of services. Let me explain you in detail. For example, if you want to develop a software application, what do you want? You will be approaching a software developer. Let's say who is going to be developing the application. I'll be treating that the person who is giving an opportunity to develop a software application, I'll be calling him as a customer. So customer is a person who is giving me a software application because I'm a developer. Like, so customer is coming with a requirement. So customer requirement, what is the customer requirement? Customer requirement is software application. What is customer requirement? Software application. Why a customer need a software application? Very clear. Anyone who is doing a business, okay, that person want to have a software application to make his requirement. So what a customer will do? So customer will do a business. Generally, the person who is giving me an opportunity to develop a software application, I will be calling as a customer, and he is doing a business. So customer is doing a business and his requirement is software application. You may ask a question, why he want a software application? What he is doing without a software application? So without a software application, customer business, okay, will be implemented using his own logic, what he is comfortable. That is called as a existing system. So you can understand that customer business maintained using existing system. What do you mean by existing system? What a customer is compatible, what he is comfortable, what he is following, that is called as a existing system. Might be he is maintaining the transactions in a notebook or in a system using a notepad, MS Excel, such kind of things. That is called as a existing system. What he is comfortable, what he is doing currently, that will be called as a existing system. Now, when the business is growing, okay, existing system may not be compatible to maintain the growing system. So what he is expecting, so customer will approach us to develop a software application for his requirement. This is what exactly a customer need is. So customer requirement is a software application because he is doing a business using existing system, and an existing system might not be satisfied with his requirement. Right. So what a programmer will do? We have to develop a software application with what? Not our logic. The customer who is having his own business logic. So you can understand that software application to be developed using business logic. What it is? Business logic. Now what is business logic? Business logic in the sense, any logic which is associated to a customer, that is called as a business logic. For that business logic, we have to write a software application. I'll tell you a simple example. Okay, customer need a what will be called existing system. Like, what is a customer business? Customer business can be anything. Let's say customer business, okay, is something called as a medical store. Let's say he's having a medical store. Now, when customer is having a medical store, his business maintained using his existing system. Might be paper based, might be normal MS Excel, such kind of things. Let's say his business is keep on growing, his existing system may not be able to do all the things. So what we need to do? We need to develop a software application for his requirement. What is the requirement? Is it a common requirement? No. Each and every business is having his own logic, and that logic called as a business logic. Might be he's having 10 stores, or he'll be having 20 stores. He's having 100 customers or 1000 customers. Might be he's spending a regular item, local item, allopathy, whatever it may be. So you can understand that his own business, we need to develop a software application. This is the requirement. Right. Now, when a customer is approaching to you, he is coming with his logic. Now what we want to do is existing system, if you want to automate, we will be preferring different types of applications. Let's see what is my first choice. I want to make him application to be operated in the system so that he can able to do everything. So that I'll be preferring something called as a Windows Forms. What are those? Windows Forms. What are Windows Forms? You know WinForms. What do you mean by Windows Forms or WinForms? WinForms is nothing but a forms which are going to be operating in your Windows operating system. Like your Skype kind of thing is a WinForms. Your Notepad kind of thing is a WinForms. Your Excel kind of thing is a WinForm. An application which is available in the Windows operating system. That is called as a Windows Forms. It is nothing but a standalone application. What it is? Standalone application. Standalone application in the sense which runs in your Windows operating system. This is what exactly called as a WinForms. Let's see, he is very happy with the WinForms. Now what is his question is, WinForms are a standalone application so that he can have only the standalone is in same computer. Let's say he wants his application to be operated everywhere. He wants customers to purchase items on online. So what we need to do is, we need to develop a software application which is available in the internet, and that kind of applications are called as a web forms. What is the difference between the WinForms and web forms? WinForms are standalone. Web forms are operated in the internet. Where it is operated in the internet. You can understand that using any what will be called network you can access. This is the next one called as a web forms. WinForms are standalone applications. Web forms are the internet based applications. Let's say a customer want to have a facility that his customers, a customer who is doing a business, he might have his own customers, right? The customers want to have their application to be operated from their mobile phone. So I can develop something called as a mobile app. Right, what is mobile app? Where we can develop an application for the smartphones, or you can say tablets, such kind of things. Now you can understand that WinForms I can make it standalone. It is very effective. Web forms very effective in the internet. Mobile app, you know the meaning of this one. The application will be available in the mobile. Let's say he want to sell his product some regular in what will be called e-commerce websites. Let's say he want to sell his product in the Amazon, or he want to sell a product in something called as say eBay. So what he will be doing is, he don't need to create a separate application. What he will be suggesting is create a service. What is a service? Service in the sense interoperable service. What it is? Interoperable service. What do you mean by interoperable service? A service which helps us to operate this application everywhere in the network. Now you can understand that requirements are different. Okay, you might able to develop a Windows application, console application, web forms, mobile application, etc. Now I need to have a programming language with a technology which allows to develop these kind of things. For this, what we will be doing is, we'll be using technology based. I repeat, technologies, software technologies. I'll use the software technologies, okay, to develop any kind of applications. To develop any kind of applications. What are the available technologies? The effective technologies in the industry are two only: .NET, Java, and you may have something called as a PHP, Perl, etc. There are many things, but the very famous, secured, and effective technologies available in the industry are .NET, Java. Right? Now, what is a .NET? .NET is nothing but network-enabled technologies. It's one of the powerful technology from Microsoft, which is used to develop any kind of applications. What are any kind of applications? It can be Windows forms, web forms, mobile forms, or you can say console application, anything. And also it is used to develop as class libraries. Reusable components, reusable codes can be generated. Along with that, we can develop the web services. Right? What is .NET? Used to develop any kind of software applications, any kind of class libraries, and any kind of services. What do you mean by any kind of services? We have different services. Windows services are there, web services, SOAP based are there, web services, RESTful services are also there. You are allowed to develop any kind of applications using .NET. As I said you here, there are many technologies like .NET, Java, PHP, etc. Perl is there, Python is there. Then why you want to go for a .NET? See, I want to have some information like what is .NET, why .NET, how .NET is comparing to other technologies. Here, I'm giving some points. So why .NET? I'm giving you some points to make you very clear. The first point which I already said you that .NET allows to develop any kind of applications, any kind of libraries, and any kind of services. That is the first reason we are selecting a .NET. Then coming to the second option. What is the second option? Multiple language support. What do you mean by multiple language? There are 40 plus languages available in the industry. See here I'm telling 40 plus, more than 40 languages available in the industry. As a programmer, he can use any one of those languages while developing applications targeted to .NET technologies. Now this feature allows any programmer to use a .NET. If you are a C++ programmer, you are allowed. If you are a VB programmer, you can allow. If you are a J# programmer, you are allowed. Even you are a Java programmer also, you can develop the .NET applications. In case, if you are a programmer related to COBOL, PHP, etc., you will be having some plugins. You can use any language what a programmer is confident. Let's say I purchased a company where the company is having only the what will be called VC++ programmers. Now I can make them to use .NET for my application development. So this is a unique feature available in .NET. What is the second feature? Multiple language support. In order to work with .NET, a programmer can use any language what he is comfortable. Right, example, I can specify he can use something called as C#.NET. Okay, he can use VB.NET, he can use VC++.NET, okay, or anything J#. These are the .NET related languages available in the industry. As a programmer can use any language what he is confident. I need not to demand my .NET programmer to use a particular language. Why? Because .NET is not a language. .NET is a framework. Let's say using .NET, what are we going to be doing? We are going to be generating a component. What do you mean by component? Component is nothing but an output. Okay, it can be an executable file, or it can be a DLL file, or it can be anything. Let's say using a particular technology, a language, you can develop any component. Now my question is, in order to work with .NET, okay, do we need to use a particular language? No, there is no such kind of languages. You can use any language. So this feature we will be calling as multiple language support. Alright, let's see, you have different languages. Using these languages, we have been selected what we are going to be developing some component. Let's see, I created some executable file or a DLL, whatever it is. Let me call that using C#, I developed a component called as a component 1. Let's say I'm using VB and I selected a component 2. Let's say using VC++ I created something, the output of this one is a component 3. Using the fourth one, let's say I have a output called as a component 4. Right, so multiple language support. Now coming to the next one. See here, language interoperability. What do you mean by interoperability? You can use any language for your application development, and the components generated using one language, say C#, can be communicated with another component which was generated using another language, say VB.NET. What it is? I used 4 languages. I developed 4 components. Now 4 components are developed using 4 different languages. Can they communicate? Yes. This is a unique feature which is available in the .NET. I repeat, multiple language support, okay, and language interoperability. Now I can use different languages to develop different components, and these components can be communicator. Like my com1 can communicate with com2, com2 can communicate with com3. This is the third feature, language interoperability. So first feature is allows to develop any kind of software applications, any kind of class libraries, and any kind of services. Second one, multiple language support. You can use any language. Third one, language interoperability. There is no rule that I need to use a particular. Let's say I can tell you simple application. Everyone is working with the same company, right? Same project. Let's say I have a team 1. This is a team 1 which is existing in the UK. Let's say team 2. Okay, it is existing in team what will be called USA. Let's say team 3. It is working in Singapore. Let's say team 4. They are using something in India. Now here my question is, let's say UK people are very good in C#, let them work. USA people are very good in VB, let them work. Indian people are very good in VC++, let them work. Now here there is no rule that I need not to demand any programmer to use anything. This is the power of the .NET. Now we have seen what is a .NET and what can be done with the .NET. Now Is a .NET a programming language? No. Is a .NET any software? No. Then what is a .NET? A .NET is a framework. What is a .NET? It's a framework. What do you mean by a framework? See, framework is nothing but ready-made infrastructure. Example, see here, when a client approaches to me to develop a Windows application or a web application, I should ready for developing the Windows application. So the infrastructure which is allowed to develop me the Windows application, or an infrastructure which allows me to develop the web application, okay, that infrastructure will be calling as a framework. Let's say if you want to go to a company will be providing you some facilities. That facilities are nothing but infrastructure. Perfect seating, okay, internet connection, system, okay, air condition, all these are the infrastructure. So why this infrastructure? If your infrastructure is perfect, you can directly go for the requirement. In the same kind, the infrastructure is ready-made available for developing a particular category. That is called as a framework. So framework is nothing but of a software infrastructure used to simplify developing the application. When it coming to the fourth point, .NET framework is a very powerful framework. .NET framework is very powerful. Let me explain you in detail. So generally frameworks are nothing but software infrastructures. What is a framework? Framework is a software infrastructure. Framework is a collection of types like classes, interfaces, etc. Frameworks helps us to develop the application, run the application, debug the application, or test the application. Using framework, what we can do? We can run the application, develop the application, test the application, debug the application. Anything is possible, which makes very simple. Do remember, every technology like a Java, PHP, .NET, everyone is having their own frameworks. Like, do we have a .NET framework? Yes, we have a very powerful .NET framework. .NET itself is a framework. Why a framework? A framework helps you to provide the foundation for the application development. It is going to be providing you the foundation. Once a framework is installed in your machine, I repeat, once your framework is installed in your machine, we can continue the application development instead of developing from the scratch. As a programmer, need not to develop from the scratch. He can continue by specifying the requirement. Why? Because your infrastructure is ready. This is called as a framework. Alright, then coming to the .NET framework. .NET framework is a framework from Microsoft, used to create or run or debug or test. You can create an application, run an application, debug application, test an application targeted to .NET technologies. This is what exactly .NET framework. .NET framework can be also considered as a platform where multiple technologies work together. Alright, so you can understand that .NET is very powerful framework, which is very advanced. You can have different versions. You can, if you install a recent version, as per the recent what will be called current market requirements, everything is ready, right? It is going to be updating continuously with additional versions. This is the fourth feature. Now coming to the next one, Microsoft .NET is provided thousands of ready-made libraries. What do you mean by library? Library is nothing but a ready-made content. Okay, in order to execute your programs or in order to develop an application, you need to have some code. So .NET is provided thousands of ready-made libraries. Alright, these libraries helps us to develop the applications, okay, and use it to communicate with different applications, different databases, file systems, etc. Right? So this is the next feature. Thousands of ready-made libraries are there. You want to see the libraries? Simple. You can go to the start run, you can go to the C colon, Windows, and you can see assembly. Everybody can try. Right now what it is? It is going to be displaying all the libraries which are available in the .NET. Not 1, 2, 3 here. Thousands of ready-made libraries are there. You can see this. All these libraries are ready-made code. A programmer should know how to consume this. See, I have libraries to communicate with my reporting services. I have libraries to communicate with my databases. I have libraries to communicate with other computers. I have libraries to go for asynchronous access. Okay, I have libraries to communicate with my printer, etc. Not 1, 2, 3, thousands of ready-made libraries are. And not only this, you can have lot of libraries in the Microsoft. Okay, you can download lot of libraries. Right, there are policies, data is there, net is there, network is there. Okay, Windows services are there, configurations, thousands. So this is a best feature where we can have very advanced style of programming using this. Programmer need not to worry about the coding. Coding is ready-made available. You have to implement that. Coming to the next feature, see here. .NET is generally used to develop a very advanced, okay, and a large scale applications. In case if you want to develop a large scale applications, we need to have a software also. So to avoid the burden at client place, .NET Microsoft itself provided a software called as a Visual Studio. What is the software? Visual Studio. Visual Studio is not only the software, it is also intelligent application development software. So what do you mean by intelligent? See, software generally is having ready-made. Intelligent in the sense, as per your requirement, it also generates the code. You can have a facilities that you can generate the code, you can what will be called execute the things, you can test it. You will be having a lot of facilities, not only for application development, it also provides the intelligence. Alright, let me have a small example, then we can continue. I have a .NET, Visual Studio is ready in my application. Let me create a new project. See here, I'm not doing anything, just I'm selecting a new project and I'm selecting a particular type of the project, and when I click OK, what's going to be happening? See, I'm asking you to create a project. See what happened? The initial code which is required for your program, approximately 10 lines of code. See, it was automatically generated. This is the power of the Visual Studio. Visual Studio is an intelligent application development software. Let's say if I select an option, see here, right, like selecting options, I can create a project. I can select a project, okay, I can choose different types of projects, okay, I can say Windows Forms, right. If I want to have something called as a screen designing, as a programmer I need not to worry. You want to have a button, drag and drop. You want to have a checkbox, drag and drop. You want to have a combo box, drag and drop. So this much powerful software is a Visual Studio, and this is called as an intelligent application development software. Right? We'll have a lot of facilities in this environment. Let's see one by one. See, first feature, what did I said? Here we have a facility that initial code will be automatically generated. Automatic generation of code. We have seen that. Again, we'll see. Let's see. Right click on the solution, add new project. I'll be selecting console application, select it. Now what's going to be happening? Initial code is automatically generated. This is the first feature. Second one, intelligence. See here, when I said you that when we have thousands of library, as a programmer, can he remember those libraries? No, but you need to have all this. In order to make it simple available, we have a facility called as intelligence. What is intelligence? Let's say I want to have a code which is starting with A. You need not worry, just type A. So A related, all the things will be displayed. See how beautiful it is. If you have a B related things, all things will be displayed. C related things. This is the power of the intelligence. Now let's say this is there. I want to type it. You need not worry, just press enter or press space or press tab. That will be automatically typed. If you are able to see, it's almost 30 letters. As a programmer, I need not to type. It's a case sensitive, but even though it's coming. This is what exactly called as a IntelliType or auto completion. So these facilities makes programmer very simple in application. See, as a programmer, I need to concentrate on the logic. As a programmer, I need not to concentrate on the syntax. It helps us to generate the syntax. Next one, code snippets are there. What do you mean by code snippet? Let's say for every program, you'll be having a lot of programming features, right? I want to have if condition. I can say I, see, just I in enough, tap. If condition is generated automatically. I want to have a for loop, FO. Alright, I can select tap. For loop is generated. For each, see here how beautiful it is. While, I can say switch. Right, anything, it is going to be generating automatically. Let's say you might know how to start a program. Your program needs static void main. In case if you are expecting a static void main, SV, tap. The static void main is generated. So you can understand that programmer need not to worry about the syntax, need not to worry about the spelling mistakes, can be automatically generated. Like this, we have a lot of facilities out there. Now, reference highlighting. What is a reference highlighting? Reference highlighting, let's say I have something, string name. I declared a variable and I didn't do anything. So you have a facility that there is a warning, green color. Place the mouse over, you'll be able to see the reference. What is a warning? The information is coming. What is the information? The variable name is declared but never used. This is called as a reference highlighting. So alerts will be coming to the programmer immediately. So using this reference highlighting, like this, we'll be having a lot of facilities out there. So these are the features. Okay, let me explain you what is our content plan. What are we going to be learning in this program? Okay, what is your target? So we have something called as a content plan. Might be you people already received. Okay, desktop. I have my content plans already. So this is the content plan. So the course objective, .NET. Okay, we are going to be targeting to web application development. In this, we are going to be learning C# programming in detail, object-oriented programming using C# in detail, web application development using ASP.NET, database connectivity using ADO.NET, ORM using LINQ to SQL, right? And we are using a software called as Visual Studio 2015. The advanced Microsoft Visual Studio.NET, okay, C# training course will be covered in this. Prerequisite. It is recommended to have a basic knowledge, anything, at least the basic C, etc. In case if you have any oops, it's an added advantage. Otherwise, don't worry, we'll be having dedicated sessions. And what is our target? What is our course target? The training program targets to the following job description. That is web application development using ASP.NET with 3-tier architecture. Real-time application development architecture, 3-tier architecture we are going to be developing. Right. So what are we going to be covering? This is the content plan in detail. Initially, we'll be understanding .NET architecture in detail, like what is .NET, why do we need .NET, what are the different components are there, what are the frameworks, etc. and all. Then we're going to be learning C#.NET in detail. To make the programming very clear, we'll be having 5 sessions. We'll be having 5 sessions to make the concept very clear what exactly C# basics from the scratch, data types, control structures, okay, arrays, loops, etc. everything. Then we'll be having object-oriented programming in C# that will be in detail, and also advanced OOPs will be covered. That will be around 5 classes. Then we'll be understanding the database concepts, like how a database can be created, how to perform CRUD operations. These concepts will be there. Coming to the advanced client-side technologies, we'll be understanding HTML concepts. See, we are going to be learning the concepts because we are into the .NET application development. We'll be understanding CSS, JavaScript, advanced JavaScript also we are going to be covering, jQuery concepts, Ajax concepts, XML, JSON, CSV, standard data formats. AngularJS concepts also we are going to be covering. Then coming to the main target, ASP.NET in detail. This is what we are going to be covering in detail. Each and every concept will be covered, okay, in detail. We'll be having one ORM using DLINQ, called as a LINQ to SQL. Database connectivity using SQL Server. State management techniques. Design pattern will be the 3-tier architecture. To make it very clear, we are also giving you an introduction concepts on what is MVC.NET and why do we need MVC.NET. Then coming to the real time, we'll also understanding what exactly a real-time project, okay, and we'll understand project documentation, how it will be there, essential concepts, coding standards, okay, website development lifecycle also we'll see. And real-time architecture, N-tier architecture will be having one dedicated example, one dedicated session with also a small application. And testing, we're going to be taking a basic idea what is testing, why it will be covered with the help of MS Unit.